All right, guys. We had another OTA to talk about there. And again, if you missed the last OTA report we did, 'cause we did 4 as a special edition thing we put on YouTube, specifically Tuesday during that OTA day. We got OTA 5 here today. And you'll see there's a man there who clearly does not know how to wear a hat. He may look familiar. We'll talk about him in a minute. I never understand people wear hats like that, but whatever.
Makes me think about the early 90s. Who was it? Run DMC used to do that?
That was definitely that kind of thing. So Giants.com put their report up from John Schmelk on all the things going on there. They made it a point to mention the new defensive scheme seems to obviously be geared towards turnovers. Last season, the Giants tied the Ravens for the most takeaways and were third in the NFL for interceptions as well. So it's kind of a little bit odd to me that you're focusing on something we seem to be good at already, but whatever.
Yeah. That we've improved on a lot.
There's plenty of things that we suck at.
Yeah.
Look at the tape. It's not that difficult to find things.
Wop.
Dane Belton almost got an interception, a nice play on a short pass attempt to Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm kind of shocked. That's very un-Giant-like to tell you who they almost got the interception and who he's covering at that point. That was weird to me. Like they just missed saying who threw the ball, but still, like that was weird that you should include. Here's who did good. Ignore who did bad.
Fool you.
Deonte Banks also, they said, looked good throughout the afternoon, including running step for step with Jalin Hyatt on a deep pass. Let's be honest, being step for step, not step by step. That was a great show back in the day.
I was about to say TGIF.
Yeah, we were talking about Perfect Strangers before we start the show too. At least see who's old enough to remember that show because Rob apparently didn't. But it's not easy to run step for step with Jalin Hyatt. That is one of the fastest men in the entire NFL. So yeah, that's pretty impressive if he was actually doing that there. Get Stantley Thomas-Oliver did a nice job running a completion to Miles Boykin. Darnay Holmes was credited with the play of the day by knocking the ball loose and recovering it before bringing it back to the way. What may have been a defensive touchdown in an actual game. Drew Lock hit Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
I'm Batman. Oh, no tell anybody. Drew Lock hit Wan'Dale Robinson on a nice 20-yard pass. Jalin Hyatt had an early nice catch, too, on a pass thrown way above his head. Drew Lock threw a touchdown to rookie free agent Ayir Asante. We talked about him there during our undrafted free agent talk show we did there. Drew Lock also threw just did that one. Azeez Ojulari got into the backfield and what would have been a sack there during the if it was an actual game. Boogie Basham knocked the ball down at the line of scrimmage. And rookie linebacker Darius Musow looked good in coverage. We talked about that. It's probably going to be his role. He's going to be the guy you bring down in third down areas to stop the tight ends, which is something that the Giants have not been able to do since the end of the Great Depression, it seems like. So
that's what it feels like.
So now the man we talked about there with the weird display of his hat, that was the former great receiver Steve Smith Senior. I have to say it that way. People don't think it's the ex-Giant Steve Smith. No, the ex-Panther Steve Smith. Yeah. And he was seen working with the wide receivers, was hanging out at camp all day long. Him and Dable seem to have a pretty decent relationship, actually. Like he's actually said in the past that Dable's helped him out with some coaching stuff and how to look at tape and stuff like that too as well. So he's been they've gotten a pretty good relationship there going. So who knows? Maybe he'll be a coach for us one day. Ooh. He's got a pretty good thing going though, as far as he's just analyst career at that point there. So we'll see what happens there. But always good to see somebody who did things very well coach up. And if you ever listen to Steve Smith talk, that man can pump you up. Yeah, not quite Ray Rice. He's not Ray Rice. I'm sorry, Ray Lewis, wrong Raven.
Well, Ray Rice will pump you up too. Just gotta watch out how
he'll pump you down.
Yeah,
but Ray Lewis, though, not quite there, but Steve Smith is one of those guys. You hear him talk about football, and the man just has passion for the game. And it's very obvious the second he starts talking. So I'm glad to see that, especially with Malik Neighbors. Like, let's be honest, like, you want a guy like him to have a veteran to look up to. And I think Allen Robinson is probably the best we have on our roster right now. Get a little up there in age, used to be a Pro Bowler, that kind of thing. Steve Smith is the guy that I guarantee he grew up idolizing.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
for him to now have a chance to get a relationship with him, that's priceless. That really is priceless. So, especially because he was a scrappy guy. He was like, what, 5'5"? He's like the Spud Webb.
Yeah, 5'7", 5'8", like
He's-
185 pounds. So he was a small guy before like it was cool to come out of the draft.
They listed him at 5'9". He was like 5'7". Like,
Yeah.
he's absolutely ridiculously tiny. And he just kept on doing it. He's had all that heart, man.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.